Can scientists use carbon dioxide to make things? We humans released almost 40 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the air in 2014. Carbon dioxide is a gas. Mostly, it is released when power plants and factories burn coal and natural gas. All that carbon dioxide is causing enormous problems. It remains in our atmosphere and traps heat. Over time, all that trapped heat is causing average global temperatures to go up. Scientists call this global warming or climate change. A dangerous situation. Global warming is having all sorts of dangerous effects. It is drying up lakes in some places and causing flooding in other areas as ice caps melt. Food is becoming harder to grow, and some places are running out of water. So far, governments have mostly focused on ways to lower the amount of carbon dioxide that gets released. However, there could be another approach. What if scientists could use carbon dioxide to help make things? Then, says scientist Lyndon Archer, carbon dioxide would not be a nuisance anymore, but a gift. Scientists think the gas can be used to help make certain chemicals. Perhaps it could be used in place of the coal and gas now used to produce many chemicals. Instead of being trapped in the air, the carbon would then be sorted or captured in the chemical. There is one big problem, though. To use carbon dioxide, scientists first have to heat it up. Usually, that requires electricity. Much of the electricity that comes from power plants that burn coal or natural gas. The power plants end up releasing more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere than was captured. Better uses for carbon dioxide. The X Prize Foundation thinks there is a way to make carbon use work. It is now offering a $20 million prize to the team of scientists that comes up with the best way to use carbon dioxide. More than 40 teams are competing. The winning team will be announced in 2020. New ways to use carbon dioxide could help in the fight against global warming. Companies producing chemicals might start to switch away from coal and natural gas. If they use carbon dioxide enough, it could make a real difference. Archer thinks fuel cells are the answer. Fuel cells are devices, like batteries. They use chemical reactions to produce electricity. Archer says he can turn carbon dioxide into a useful chemical and produce electricity at the same time. Archer ran an experiment in which he mixed carbon dioxide with aluminum and oxygen. The mix produced oxalates. Oxalates are used to make dyes, chemicals that eat rust, and many other different kinds of chemicals. Normally, making chemicals uses up a lot of electricity. Archer says that is not the case with his system. It does take electricity to make oxalates, but his system produces more electricity than it uses. The new electricity is produced by the fuel cells as the oxalates are formed. Companies work on finding solutions. Currently, a number of companies are working on other ideas. For example, Skyonic captures carbon dioxide given off by a cement plant and uses it to make limestone and acid. Solidia Technologies puts carbon dioxide into concrete. Still, scientist Howard Herzog says we should not get too hopeful. He thinks that many of these ideas are too good to be true. He thinks they will all end up using more power than they save. As a result, more carbon dioxide will be released into the atmosphere, Herzog says. The result will be more pollution, not less. In addition, the global warming problem is simply too big, Herzog says. Carbon use by chemical factories is not enough to solve it. Scientist Kendra Kull agrees carbon use is not enough to stop global warming. Still, Cull says her company will try to win the Carbon X prize. Coal and natural gas cause too many problems, she says. It's worth at least trying to use carbon dioxide instead.